Welcome to the TExES 391 Core Subjects EC6 online test prep course, covering subject exam number 1, English, Language, Arts, and Reading, test number 901. This course is presented by Teacher Preps, your trusted source to help you pass your teacher certification exam. Thank you so much for being here. Let's get started. As you can recall from the NES and Texas Education Agency Administration website, the TExES Core Subjects 391 ELAR exam has a total of 10 competencies. This lesson is all about competency number 6, which is about reading, inquiry, and research, where the teacher understands the importance of inquiry and research skills to students' academic success and provides instruction that promotes students' acquisition and effective use of these skills in content areas. Now, let's take a closer look into this competency to better understand what we need to know for exam day. Keywords right at the top: reading, inquiry, in other words, asking a question to get information, and research. All right, we've got the main idea. Now we need to be able to provide instruction to teach research skills in content areas, which are specific subjects like language arts, math, science, and other areas of study that students in school learn. Okay, great. I think we've got a great start. Let's jump straight into the learnings of this lesson, beginning with statement number 1, which reads: the beginning teacher teaches students how to develop open-ended research questions and a plan, such as a timeline, to locate, retrieve, and record information from a range of primary and secondary sources. Highlighting the key points here, we have how to teach students to develop open-ended research questions and a plan to locate, retrieve, and record information from primary and secondary sources. These descriptive statements sure are dense, but no problem. I've got a plan, and let's go through it together to get you totally prepped for test day. We're going to start with the basics: open-ended research questions. Let's start with what they are not. Open-ended questions are not the ones that result in a yes or no question. So, what they are: open-ended research questions prompt in-depth exploration and allow for multiple perspectives. For instance, instead of asking, "Did the American Revolution begin in 1776?" which seeks a factual answer, yes or no, an open-ended version might ask, "What were the socio-political factors leading up to the American Revolution?" This broader question encourages students to dive deeper into the topic, analyzing various elements that contributed to the event. Before starting the actual research, you'll want to teach the students about primary and secondary sources. You're going to have exam questions on this, so pay attention here. Remember, primary sources refer to the first-hand original materials from the time being studied. They could be documents, letters, diaries, or other artifacts that provide direct evidence about the topic. For instance, a diary entry from a soldier during the Civil War would be a primary source. On the other hand, secondary sources interpret, critique, or analyze primary sources. Examples include books, articles, and documentaries. An article analyzing the soldier's diary mentioned before is a secondary source. Formulating open-ended research questions. Let's talk about it. In order to teach our students, we can follow this 4-step framework. Take notes here for your exam. Step 1 is to identify a broad topic. Start with a general topic of interest. For example, the civil rights movement. Then, step 2 is to narrow down the focus. Pinpoint specific areas or themes you want to explore. For example, the role of women in the civil rights movement. And then step number 3 is to construct your question using interrogative words like how, why, and to what extent can help. For example, how did women shape the direction and outcomes of the civil rights movement? And then step 4 is to review and refine. Make sure your question is clear, it's researchable, and it's not based on assumptions. Next, let's keep in mind characteristics of effective open-ended research questions. You're going to want to be on the lookout on your exam because you're going to have to choose the correct multiple choice question. And so here are the characteristics. Follow and remember this. Let's go. First one, your research question should be clear and understandable. We call that having clarity. Your topic needs to be researchable. You need to be able to find information on it. And then relevance. The question should be significant to the field of study and contribute to existing knowledge or challenge current beliefs. And be specific. While they should be open-ended, they shouldn't be so broad that they become unmanageable. Let's cover the next section on the descriptive statement, which is teaching our students how to make a research plan. We've created 5 clear steps to follow. Keep these in mind when answering your questions about making a research plan on your exam. Number 1, create a robust research plan that has clear steps. This is developing a research plan. Next, select your topic selection. Then, identify sources. Determine where to find relevant primary and secondary sources. For younger students, the teacher might provide a curated list. Up next, organize a schedule for when each research task will be completed. For instance, week 1 might involve gathering sources. Week 2, reading and taking notes, and so on and so forth. This is the timeline creation step. And then, read, understand, and extract relevant data or information from the chosen sources. This is information retrieval. Finally, take notes and organize. Encourage students to use tools like index cards, digital platforms, or notebooks to categorize their information effectively. Remember, educators, our role is to guide students to become self-sufficient researchers. The skills they cultivate will not only prepare them for academic success, but also for understanding and navigating the world around them. Need to pass your TExES core subjects exam? Click the link in the description below to get prepared faster, smarter, better, with everything you need all in one place. So you ace your exam and become a certified teacher with TeacherPreps.com.